All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. We are live. So let me see if I can go live here as well. All right, so at least we have one person here to begin with. Let's see who that person is. Hello, Stephen. How are you? This is Hi Miran. Stephen, male 44, Los Angeles. Thank you for that. It's been a long time since I heard from you. Hope all is well with you. What's happening? He says on YouTube, I just stopped by to say hello. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Are you working tonight or are you at home? So we are also having TikTok open. So I've been really sick this week. Oh, how come? Not sure if I can make it to work. Well, don't go to work. Don't go to work because health is the most important thing. If you need to rest, rest. First of all, you're not going to enjoy your work. Second, you're going to make other people sick. Third, you're not going to recover as fast. So might as well stay home, take care of yourself, and that's very important. So what kind of sickness is it? Is it cold or what is it? So let me say hello to our TikTok friends, which we are simultaneously having a live stream on YouTube and TikTok as usual. So we have a bunch of people here on TikTok. Trey, the Discover join. Okay, Discover. Okay, Susie is here, and Kevin, WSG, Nav Kaur, and the rest of them, which is not added. Alec, the Keurig much. Okay, Muhammad Al-Baki. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Snowflake, that's a cute name. And Sita and Nimota. And Tiger. Tiger or Tigre? All right. All right. So now that we've said hi to our TikTok friends, let's see who else we have on YouTube. And Steven says, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, definitely. Stay home, enjoy. Sometimes, uh, not by choice, but we are forced to take a break. And that's your body telling you, listen, just focus on me. Don't go to work, don't do anything, no training, no nothing. Just, give me tea, give me food, let me sleep, and let me be lazy. And that's what you should do. And it's such a great thing to do sometimes. Stephen says, I worked 2 nights in a row on Sunday and Monday. When I got home from work, I didn't get much sleep, then played baseball. Oh, well, no, when I don't sleep, I don't go training. I say, let me just go eat and watch a movie or something and sleep or just do nothing to recover. Not sleeping and then going to sport is not such a good idea. Okay, played basketball, not baseball. Basketball for 2 hours straight. Oh, yeah. I was just exhausted and think I weakened my immune system. Yeah, might as well, that happens. But drink lots of water. Make sure you have a little bit of a lemon in your water. If it's warm water in the morning, that's very good with lemon. Cleans out your kidney and lets the toxicities all flush out. Helps the liver and all that. You know that probably. So, yeah, do whatever you can to help your body. And Priyanshu says, thanks, sir. You've helped me a lot during hard times. Well, I'm delighted to hear that. Thank you for sharing that with me. Let's see if I have any questions from TikTok friends, which would be unusual because TikTok friends are very quiet and there's no question coming from them. They just listen, observe. Sometimes they troll, but, but that's the end of the activities. So, no, as usual, I didn't expect it. There's no There is no question here. And so my question for my TikTok friends is, that what are you guys doing here if you have no question? Because this is not a lecture. Unless I have a question regarding thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, regarding breakups and the components of the brain involved in that, and what you should do to bring your balance back and mm, enjoy accomplishing what you set out to accomplish. If you're a student, your exams or studies, if you're working, your career, your projects, and regain your balance and go for bigger and better things. Life hasn't come to an end. And if you have OCD, we talk about OCD subsets, and intrusive thoughts, and we discuss about the components of the brain involved in that glitch and in that disorder. And we can get heavily into it and be able to help you with the research of the well known neuroscientists and OCD experts, such as Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Sphiri, Dr. Leibert, Dr. Owen. These all have done many, many thousands of experiments in the laboratories, and I use their results and their logics with many other research and studies, and my own ability to open the subject and help you guys to realize how you can simply be able to regain your balance and move on from this glitch, which is not your fault. It's your brain's malfunction. It's got nothing to do with you. So don't get bamboozled by the suggestions of the brain, because brain is stupid, and all you need to know is that you're not the brain and brain is not you. So don't fall for its trap. Now let's go and see what we have here. We have Indeligani here. It says, Salam Muallim Mehran. It says, Mail 28 London. Hello there. It's been a long time, hasn't it? This has been going on some dates lately. Aha, good for you. After a 2-year layoff. Oh, well, it's too long. I took your advice, focused on myself, and have noticed more women coming into my life. Breakups are minuscule in the grand scheme of things, as you always said. Every time I think about one from the past, I always remember you're saying, if this wheel doesn't turn for you, I don't care if it turns at all. If this wheel doesn't turn for me, I don't care if it turns at all. It's true. Actually, that is a saying that my father taught me, and I never forgot it, and I've shared it with you guys. Aman is here, says, after HOCD, I feel a lot more extra and false emotions. I feel waves of powerful false emotions and fake urges. Yeah, but you see, you guys are constantly focusing on the feelings and the urges, and you attribute that because you see that feeling and urges present itself in some way or another in your physical body, and you take that physical reaction to the thought pattern of intrusive thoughts, and you treat it as if this physical reaction is an evidence that the thought and the suggestion of the brain has merits. And that's the problem. You're not really focusing on the fact that the order of these urges or stimulations or feelings or arousal or whatever it may be is coming from the brain, which is malfunctioning in the signaling system. And instead of looking at it as a thought, you take the reaction of the thought coming from the brain that has so much power to affect and make the body react to it. I don't care what. It's got nothing to do with you, but it can make the body react. And when the body reacts, you take that reaction as an evidence that the thought was suggested, that was correct about you. And that's the problem. Can you not just see that you need to look at thoughts and call them for what they are. They're just thoughts. You're not supposed to react to it, interpret it, or come up with some kind of a belief about it. It's not coming from an entity that knows you more than you know you. It's coming from a brain. A dumb, stupid, just like any other organ, can get malfunctioning, sick, and you need to help it regain its balance. That's all. But instead, you take whatever the brain suggests and its malfunctions as if it's a novel idea coming from the Almighty. It's just a malfunctioning apparatus. That's all. So see the thought, intrusive thoughts, as what it is, a thought. Don't react to it. Leave it by the wayside. Go by your business. That's how you rewire the brain, and brain realizes that, can't get an affection or can't get an attention. It can't get a arousal. It can't get a reaction from you by spitting these kind of thoughts and suggestions and images. And it through your reaction towards these suggestions or behaviors or images or thoughts, the brain learns how to modify its behavior and come out from the habit center into what should I be doing, because he's not responding to this thing that has become my habit, the brain says. And so you're retraining the brain. And that's very important for you to realize. And Aman says, okay, no, Aman said that. Stephen says, I think it's time I start living my life more. She's really? Do you really want me to get the ugly stick? You should have started living just a month, maximum month after your breakup. That's it. You just followed bullshit. And now, at least, I'm glad that you're where you are. Says after breakup, I wanted so much time feeling down, and yeah, I wasted so much time feeling down, and then with my dad being sick, yeah, I wasn't in the mood to go anywhere. Yeah, I understand that, or talk to anyone. Yep, I need to go out more like before and make more friends, since a lot of people I know have gone their own ways, but I guess they weren't much of a friend. Anyways, correct. You know friends, if they are or not, when someone badmouths you and lies about you to them. If they believe it, knowing you, if they believe it, then that is the end of that friendship, because they've all along been a weak person that can actually judge you based on hearsay of some other entity who actually has ulterior motives. And they won't investigate or trust you to come and talk to you. They just believe that shit because it serves them a certain purpose. Maybe, I don't know, who knows? So in that way, you can always tell, even if you're friends with them for decades, many decades, one day you will see that they are not what you thought they were, because people change. Maybe when they were friends with you, they were who they were, but through time, they became weak, needy, and they went after their desire, they went after their weaknesses, and somehow, for some reason, somebody was able to penetrate into their weak brain, and instead of trusting you and coming and talking to you and looking for truth, facts, and proof, they just believed because it was convenient and it would serve them right, because they needed something from that person. So they believed the bullshit that that person, for his or her own reason, was uttering out. So, and he says, I guess they weren't much of a friend. Anyways, yes. He says, I met a new girl at work, but haven't asked for her number yet. She stopped me in the hallway, remembered me when I was training on day shift. We worked together recently, and she seems interested, but who knows? Well, you don't have to wait until the universe unfolds something that is a mystical or secret to you. Step forward and ask her. Just say, look, I enjoy talking to you. And I like us to get to know each other a little bit better. What do you say if we go for a coffee? Or what do you say if we go for dinner? What do you say if we go for lunch? You know, simple. She says yes, good. She says no, fuck it. You already got to know the answer that you're going to wait for 2 months to know. It's no big deal. And she might turn around and say, oh, but I'm in a relationship. So, okay, then fuck off. I mean, politely, please fuck off. So, what are you afraid of? She's a human being. She stopped you to talk to you. So it's nice. And you're not offering anything, you're proposing anything. You just say, look, I like talking to you. And I think it'll be fun if we go and get a bite to eat. What do you say if we go have lunch? Or what do you say if we go for dinner next Friday night? And she says, oh, Friday night I can't, but I can do, if she says, but I can do Saturday night. Or you can say, okay, let's see what your schedule is. I'm free this night, this night, this night. What are your nights that can meet this? In this way, don't pinpoint it. Don't give her one choice. Give her always 2 or 3 choices. This one or this one, not yes or no. Would you like to go out with me? Would you like us to have dinner on Tuesday night or Thursday night? So the answer would be one of the two. There is no answer there. So don't give the girls that chance. I mean, that's what we learned when we were in university. Would you like to go to dinner or to a movie? Not would you like to go to dinner? Because the answer could be yes or no. Would you like to go to the movie or dinner? There's a 50 chance you might say either one. And either one is a bullseye. So, all right. And Aman says, any opinion on how to deal with God OCD and religion OCD? Religiosity is one of the subsets of OCD, and it's dealt with the same thing. Look at them as thoughts. You are making a barter deal with your own brain, as if you think, if I, let's say a certain religious verses, I will be saved from this, or something bad will not happen and all that. It's no different than turning this light switch on 30 times and thinking, if I do that, then my father would be saved. And if I don't, then something bad might happen, or my exam would be all messed up. It's just something that you are looking for assurances. And since we don't have that psychological security that we are seeking in life, we deal with these superstitious stuff. Otherwise, and there is no other reason. But once you do this often, then you are stimulating the striatum in midbrain basal ganglia, which has 3 centers. One is the compulsion, which is a goal-finding center, and the other one is reward center, and the other one is habit center, and they're all interconnected. So every time you do a compulsion for obsession, you're actually stimulating the reward center, which is a dopamine center. And if you do that 200-300 times, then no longer you're doing the compulsion for the obsession. You're actually doing it because you're addicted to the dopamine, and you want that feeling. So you do the compulsion because that's how you get the dopamine. And then every time you've done that, at the same time that you did compulsion, before even getting to the dopamine, the reason for doing your compulsion would be a dopamine. To get the dopamine, you're stimulating the habit center as well. So you do about 1,000 times of doing the compulsion just to get the dopamine. You're already addicted to it, and you're now stimulating the habit center. And eventually, before you know it, you're not doing it for obsession. You're not doing it for dopamine. You're doing it because it's your habit, and you don't know even why you're doing it. You don't remember. You're just doing it automatically. That's when you got to connect it to your health reasons and try to wean you out of it. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to get rid of the OCD. So no different than any other. You just deal with that way. And Stephen says, you're right. For now on, I'll just ask and say, yeah, exactly. That's the magic word. FUCK. Fuck it. If it you don't ask for it or right at the first sight either. But looks like that you guys have had a few time of talking and working together, and maybe you have some tea together, you talk a little bit more, and then you make this suggestion. Um, I would think she would say yes, of course, because if she's done that and she enjoys talking to you, and if she's single, free, why wouldn't she? And if she doesn't, well, her loss. Because you know yourself, you're a good person. So the rest of it doesn't matter. Other people's approval of you or choosing you doesn't define you. You define you. So it doesn't matter what she says. Detach yourself from the outcome. Detach yourself from what she might say. Yes or no, doesn't matter. All it is, you wanted to go out with her. That's all. It's not life or life threatening or the end of life if she says yes or if she says no. So you detach yourself from what she's going to say, from the outcome, and just ask because you enjoy having a chat with her over dinner. What is more beautiful than that in this short journey of life? What? Having a date to a nice lady and talk about things, about life, who she is, how she is, what she likes, what she doesn't, and you share things, and that's it. Whether you get anywhere with that relationship or not doesn't matter. You had a nice dinner with another human being and you shared a meal and a good time and a good conversation. That's what you should base your happiness in life on small things, on little things, not about the promotion before I am happy, or buy a car before I'm happy, buy a house. If you hang your happiness on these things, it may happen once every 2 3 years. So you'll be happy a few times in every 2 3 years. That's not good. But if you base your happiness on little things, a nice cup of tea, sitting in some nice atmosphere, having a date with a lovely lady and talk to her, have dinner, share things and experiences about life, good or bad, just talking, sharing a moment in time and space. Beautiful. What else do you want? Worked out? Great. Didn't work out? No problem. You had a great time. That's what you should be focusing on, bringing happiness to your life. And Steven says, that's good advice. Thanks. You're quite welcome. And Joseph Cassano is here. He says, hey, Mehran, how are you? Hello, Joseph. Indilagani says, salam, Mehran Muallim. And says, okay. Yeah. Says, the ground scheme of things, oh, yeah, okay, we read yours. And Joseph says, I don't know if I'm overthinking this and sounds foolish, but my girlfriend's friend was imitating me, saying my girlfriend should change her outfit, wear something else, and I never talked to this girl. Is my girlfriend disrespecting me? I don't know. I didn't understand what happened. Focused, Joseph. Maybe you want to word it differently because I didn't understand what the point is. I don't know if I'm overthinking this. What? I don't know. Some things come here. It keeps telling me invite such and such to do a co-live. Why would I want to invite somebody to do a co-live? I don't understand this. What are these things? It's so annoying. Says says I don't know if I'm overthinking this and sound foolish, but my girlfriend's friend. Obviously, I'm thinking your girlfriend's friend is a woman or a man. Your girlfriend's friend was imitating me, saying, what do you mean was imitating you? Have you been saying to your girlfriend to change her clothes or something? Because it was imitating me, saying my girlfriend should change her outfit, wear something else, and I never talked to this girl. Oh, you mean she lied behind your back told your girlfriend that you have said that your girlfriend should change her clothes. Is that what you're saying? It's not so clear for me. So maybe you can clarify it for me, and I appreciate it. Let me see if we have anything from our TikTok friends at all. Why are these things? Can anybody explain to me why are these things that are constantly coming in? Invite so and so to do a co-host. Why? Why would anyone who is doing a live stream would want somebody else that he doesn't know to come and do a co-host on something that he's the expert on? How do I know who these people are, and why would I do that? What's the purpose of this nonsense? All right, let's see if they have any question here. Obviously, TikTok friends are very introverts and they have no questions. There it is. There's one. Harry. Harry says, "How do we stop obsessing over an ex?" Well, I've got about 3,000 videos, 2,000 of them. It's about breakups and after breakups. And that very question is got many videos on this. So go on my site, go on my YouTube channel. It's called The One Point. THE, next word, one, ONE, next word, point, POINT. They're three separate words, not stick to each other. And then on my channel, search engine channel, put in X, or why you want the X back, or why missing the X back, or missing the X, want X back, or X back, something short. And then you'll see a number of videos come and look at the title, see which one addresses your question best, and watch that one. Otherwise, it wouldn't be enough time for me to go. And I got to know what you exactly talking about. I got to know ins and outs of what your relationship was like, so I can make it tailor it exactly like the conversation we could have one-on-one on Skype or on Teams. Skype is changed to Teams. For that, you're welcome to go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment so we could discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And so, let's see. Joseph says, "I've told my girlfriend a few times I don't like when she wears outfits that are too provocative. I never talked to her friends before and she was making fun. I don't know why her friends even know this." Well, because your girlfriend has told them about your conversation with her that this is what you expect. But you see, realize you are, how old are you? Let me see, Joseph. Did you mention that as usual on the protocol? Uh, that's why I ask you, so I won't look for it. Always include your age, gender, and where you watching this program from. So I would have that information, so I could tailor my response based on that little information. So could you please put that down for me? How old you are right now? Okay, there it is. You're 24 and she's 22. Look, at age 24, you have this idea of that I'm the man, and I affirm my manhood by having my woman only for me. And only for me means what other people see of her in the streets. Get that out of your head. She's not wearing provocative clothing so other people can hit on her. Not necessarily. Some girls do that only for that. But you know your girl better than anybody else at this point. She likes to be pretty. Women like to be pretty. Women's power is their sexuality, is their beautiful face, beautiful body, beautiful legs, beautiful boobs. And that's where their power, just like we go to the gym and we, train to get the, muscle and the veins coming out of our, body and looks manly or sexy or whatever it is that we do to have a fit body. That's how we get our appeal towards women who may want to get to know us. Women, on the other hand, don't always do themselves up because they want some guy to hit on it, especially if they're in a relationship. Even if they're not in a relationship, they don't always do it for other people. They do it for their own confidence that I am beautiful, I am powerful. Beauty to them is power. So they can get things done when they're beautiful. Other people will feel less powerful when they are beautiful or, to this age, provocative clothing. It's their way of bullying people, getting their way. You know, men sometimes, bully women or other people because they raise their voice or they try to look macho. Women also have a psyche of the same, that they would like to dominate, they would like to get their way, but their way is through their beauty. And in order to do that, to give themselves power and confidence, they sometimes wear provocative clothing. When I was younger, I would not appreciate if my girlfriend would have provocative clothing. That's normal for that age. Not excessively, but that's the way we are at young age. We just want to be the top dog and we want loyalty and faithfulness from our woman. And if anybody else can see what we think we are entitled to see of her, we feel like then she's not so special or high value because everybody can have access to her or what she has, which is her beauty and sexuality. This is how we're trained to think of women, unfortunately. Nowadays it's different. We also would like to know what their education, expertise, and interaction to life and how they manage their life and so on is. That's where their power is. But to them, they still rely on their beauty. But when I got older, actually, when I had a girlfriend, I loved it that she would wear provocative clothing because to me was showing to the world that what a stud muffin I am, that she, the hot chick, is with me with all these provocative clothing that she wears. She's having her arms locked into my arm. So I would have loved it when she would wear all those short skirts and sexy things and, not overly like, you know, exotic, but within reason, it was beautiful. It gave me even more of an echelon of, yeah, I must be a, hot stud because look at what I've got here. So it was a compliment at an older age when it was some kind of a, uncomfortable feeling when I was younger because it, my psyche would interpret it differently. But it's the same behavior. So why don't you be wise enough from this age and let her wear what she wears? What makes her feel strong? What makes her feel beautiful? What makes her feel? She's young. Don't deny her from that. When she gets older, she may not want to wear revealing clothing. She has the body and looks now. Let her enjoy that power. Don't stop her. And she will praise you for being so trustworthy and understanding and appreciating her beauty and showing her off and let her feel good. And at this age, let her do that. Don't stand in front of her. Let her do that. She's not doing it to betray you or to have other guys hit on her. She's doing it because she wants to feel great. And that's the way most women feel great, by being beautiful. Some like to wear provocative clothing, some don't. But either way, even the red lipstick they do, the makeup they do, it's not to attract anybody necessarily. It's to look neat, look beautiful, look powerful, look confident. So let it be. Don't fuss with that stuff. Otherwise, you will keep making it your habit, and you will create a havoc and an uncomfortable feeling with her or with other girls that you may eventually, have a relationship with. The roosting home. What's happening? No, roasting home, I guess. It says, sir, but I'm him, age 20, from Delhi. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that. So I don't know what's my problem. There are many thoughts in my mind. Because of that, I can't focus on my work. I fantasize a lot in my mind. Also, what in January 2025? I don't understand. What does January have? It says overcome my OCD, but nowadays I realize sometimes I do compulsion and pray to God, don't do this, please, please. Look, obviously you're trying to bring assurance to yourself by doing certain compulsions, because none of them will either do good or bad to you. Whether you do the compulsions or not, nothing will happen that is not supposed to happen. Meaning, things by themselves don't happen just because you did 5 times turning the light switch on and off, or you washed your hand 5 times. So it doesn't stop something from happening, or it doesn't make something happening. These are all the things that happens in your head because you're looking for psychological security. You're looking for assurance of something that you are hoping the watcher, whatever it may be, universe, nature, God, whatever you want to call it, you think that somebody is watching what you're doing, and because you can't get real answer and assurances, you create some kind of a fictional barter deal or a superstition, and you think if I do this light switch 10 times, then things will be adjusted, and things that I'm afraid of will not happen. These are natural feelings that every one of us have in their lives. Every one of us 8-9 billion people on earth have intrusive thought and has some kind of an OCD one way or another. And to some extent, it's just normal if you look at it as something to do with our fears and hopes that things will go the way we want in this world that has so many turbulences and ups and downs, especially with all the governments betraying people and doing whatever they're doing and making it look like, as we've got to say, by our votes, but they still abuse their powers to and make laws to control us. All that things brings these needs for assurances, and because we can't really get it from where we believe, so we end up doing some crazy things. Maybe I should walk over this tile 3 times in order to make sure that things will go the way I. These are all games that displace, and all you have to do recognize that these are thoughts and suggestions that have no power whatsoever. And what you can do is to use like first 4 steps of Dr. Schwartz and help your brain to rewire itself through neuroplasticity and bring yourself back to balance and not to fall for these bullshits. I had OCD since childhood, all kinds of it, for God's sake. You have no idea what I went through. But because I had a strong brain from childhood, and then through martial arts and Aikido and so on, and meditation and so on, I had a very strong willpower. All these OCDs, so one day I said, this is ridiculous. This is so stupid. It's consuming me with all these things. And because I love my mother, I love my father, I love this, I love that. So you become more and more superstitious. And then OCD, seeps through. And you check the oven 100 million times, you lock the door and you think it's still open, you come and check it again, many other things. But bottom line is, none of them will ever have anything to do with anything good or bad happen. It's just something that we have from our insecurities. And you need to help yourself by becoming wise to this science, to this glitch, this disorder, and then take advice of the researchers and experts such as Dr. Schwartz and administer the 4 steps every time intrusive thought comes to your head, and you can get rid of them in major portions. And otherwise, in some parts, it's just what it is, thoughts, nothing else. But you got to see it as it. You go on my site, I've got about 2,000. No, I've got 762 or 3 videos on OCD subsets, including intrusive thoughts and HOCD. So it's a pretty good library. And pretty soon, guys, I want to let you know, there's going to be something exciting that I'm doing that is going to come up. we're going to have some good news and big news that you guys can get help from to solve your issues and problems, at the time that you need it. And you may not be able to afford to talk to me going through my site and make an appointment, but there's an alternative that it can give you the help that you need right where you are, when you are, wherever you are in the world. And the fee would be much, much less and much more convenient. You don't have to wait for appointments and so on and so forth. So stay tuned on that. Pretty soon, within maybe a couple of weeks or so, we might be able to have it announced. So in the meantime, let's see what Dripk says. Hi, Miran. I have a friend who always judge others, talk shit, think that he knows everything, always debating, never admitting his faults. It makes me uncomfortable. How can I stop talking to him? Stop. Some people who are like that, it's going to take your energy and drain you, leave you with nothing because they're just stupid. There is no one on earth that knows everything or can be sure of everything or has the knowledge about everything. You may know something about something, but doesn't know everything about everything. So people who are like that, they're either very young or very stupid if they're not young anymore, or not as young as they used to be. When we are young, we naturally think we know everything because we know so little that when we get our hand in some information, we say, oh, I got it all. So this is all the information available. So I become the expert or think that I am. And, we'll talk like that. I never was like that because I never believed that I should be arrogant enough to think that I know everything and others don't. I would argue about things just like anybody else and wanted to put my way through. But as I got older, I noticed there's so much to learn and there's no one on earth that knows everything about everything. So if they're like that, they will drain you. Stop arguing with them. Says, listen, I don't give a shit what you think. You think for yourself. You're just too much to spend my short life. I mean, not short life that you have. Like we all have. This life is short. It's just too much to spend my life, any portion of my life, on you and this kind of a constant debating, which is worth nothing. So just move on. What do you mean, how not to talk to him? Just you see him next time, say hi, bye. That's it. And pretty soon he sees that you avoid him and says, oh, you avoid him. He said, because you drive me crazy. You're just not as smart as you think you are. Nobody is. And I think only a stupid person constantly wants to shove into people's heads that I know everything and everything I say is right. That's dumbness. And I just don't want to have it. That's it. Hopefully, maybe when you're more mature and you can balance yourself and don't have to be out there to win every argument and prove something. When you get to the point that you don't want to prove anything, you're just going to study or research or be a good person, and you don't need to prove it by your egoistic behavior, then maybe we can be friends and more socialize more. But that's more, I'm not interested to spend my time. And you should find the people who really like to kowtow to you, says, oh, you're right, you're great. I'm not like that. Adios. And says, or at least not be affected by the situation. It gives me a lot of mental fatigue. No, don't. Says, that's a problem. He is engineer and has 29 years old. Yeah, and how old you are? Where's your age? See, you should have told me that first, so we could continue and I don't have to look for it. No? You see? Haha. So anyhow, you're 26. Okay. So what? 33 years old? What does that mean? Age doesn't have anything to do with knowledge. Some people are older and they've had enough time to research something. They may have a little bit more knowledge of the one who's younger. But many people are younger than the older one, and they know a lot more about a certain subject than the older one because you never had that expertise or interest in research on it. So this age thing is bullshit. But it is something in that neck of the wood India, Pakistan, Iran, also they think just because somebody's come out of his mother's vagina earlier than other people, somehow he's got the wisdom of the ages. That's nonsense. So you don't have to. The problem is that you're trying to prove to him that you're better than him, that he knows nothing. You should stop trying to prove to him anything as well. He's stupid enough to want to tell the world, I know best, and wants to think that that's so important to make you believe that he knows something a little bit more than you. And you're trying to tell him that, no, you don't know much. I know better. Or in this case, you're talking shit. Just don't give him that. This is what you do. The next time you see him and you're socializing with him, the moment he starts saying shit about it, just say, okay, I got to go. I'll see you later. He may not know why you left, but when he does that again, and as soon as he does that or starts arguing, say, okay, I got to go. And you go. Not just saying it, just you go. Pretty soon he realizes every time he behaves that way, he loses the pleasure of having a company of his friend. And then he might get it. Or he might ask you, why is it there? Is it because I'm tired of your bullshit? Whether you're right or wrong, I don't care. I'm just tired of you trying to promote your whatever it is that you know. You're a 29-year-old kid and you are an engineer. Okay, good for you. Kudos. We all become something at a certain age. But you're 29. You can't be the best engineer in the world. You can't know everything about engineering. You can't know anything about everything or everything about anything. So unless you become balanced, so I can communicate with you and exchange ideas possibly if you want to, I'm not interested to be drained by your bullshit. That's why. Now you got it. That's when you have to say that. It says when having a drink with him, he constantly talks shit about others, and all these jokes are low quality, toxic. So I think that I will end it at once. Yeah, right. That's another way. He's what? He's provocating. Provocating. He's provoking. That's the problem. As much as I control my ego, he continues his BS, so I fall into proving to him that he knows nothing. Okay, therefore exactly that's what I said. So this is what you do from now on. You're having a drink with him, you're talking with him, you're having tea, or whatever it is that you're doing. As soon as you start talking shit, I don't care how much of your drink you've had or what you paid for it. You pick up your drink, put it in a to-go cup, or just leave it. Say, okay, I gotta go. I'm not gonna sit down here and just continue listening to you talking shit about people or trying to say you're the almighty. And just fuck it. I had enough. When you want to have a normal conversation, call me. We'll have tea again. Move. That's it. You don't have time. Life is short. All right. Let's see. Do we have anything from TikTok, friends? Or there are great spectators. All right. Yeah, they are great spectators. No questions whatsoever. All right. Okay then. It's been 1 hour and 2 minutes, guys. So it looks like we don't have any. What do we have here? Joseph says, Mayor, my issue before was not her provocative clothing. She's a classy girl, and if she does overstep, I tell her, and she respects that. Her friend was imitating me. I don't know her. Did my girlfriend break trust? No. What are you talking about, break trust? What are you? Some dictator from somewhere? You're a guy at age that you are, and you have a girlfriend, and you're both human beings. And she likes to vent off sometimes, maybe from you, maybe from her father, from her mother, or from her brother. Doesn't matter. She has the right to vent, as you have the right to vent. You're venting with me. So she should think that you broke trust because you talked about it to somebody else. No. Obviously, it has hit the nerve somewhere or bothered her that her boyfriend doesn't trust her in such a way, maybe, that he picks on her clothing. Even though she respects you because she wants to be with you, that doesn't mean she likes it or she agrees with it. She's just being polite. And you should stop using her politeness as submissiveness to the point because you want her to be submissive to you so you can feel masculine. No, you can be masculine even though if she's not submissive to you. Reason with her. If you think you have a valid point, discuss with her. Don't tell her. Discuss with her as equals. Say, darling, you know, I'm a young man and you are my pride. You make me feel more man than I am. And to me, you are a treasure. And a treasure is something that is hidden only for the one who has the privilege to have access to it. So it's natural for me at this age not to want to see that other people have a chance with you by them thinking that what you're wearing is for them to pay attention to or to attract their attention. And see what she says. She might say, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Or she said, come on, I'm a young girl. I want to look pretty, not because I want other people to hit on me, because I want to show that I'm pretty. That's my age. And then I want you to see how pretty I am in front of people. And people could also, just think how hot we are, both of us, or something like that. But listen to her. It's not the end of the world if she wears anything provocative or something that is overstep. What do you mean overstep? You should stop thinking that it's your goddamn business to tell a woman what she can wear, what she can't wear. I know culturally in that neck of the wood, men have this tendency of thinking that I got to protect my woman, and if my woman's legs are showing and some other man sees it, then it belittles me and disrespect me among the other men because they have access to see what only I can see. I understand them culturally, but they're kind of barbaric anyhow. So you got to let go. Trust your woman. If you say she's classy, then she's classy. Respect her and let her do what she wants, because she's not going to stepping over it means if she lets somebody chat her up or goes on a date or sleeps with her. That's stepping over when you're in a relationship. But even so, she has the right to do it, but then you end the relationship, and she should do it after ending the relationship with you, not while she's in a relationship. I accept those. Definitely. They're the rules of engagement, the rules of relationship. But anything other than that, trust her. Let her wear what she wears. Let her decide that. She's not a child. She can make her own decisions, and let her decide on her own how she wants to negotiate her life or respect the relationship she has with you and how she presents herself. Then you learn about who she really is, not because you have put her in a cage and packaged her so you look at her the way you want to look at her, but it's not really her. So let her be free to see if she's really actually absorbing your points or she has her own points, and then discuss it together and come to some kind of an agreement and then go about it. No need to pressure her with your own ego and insecurities. While it's not an insecurity, it's understandable, but it comes across that way. Yeah, I know it's difficult. Don't think that I don't understand. I was at that age too, and I probably was the same way, but I wouldn't really say anything. I never said anything because I respected the woman to come up to that conclusion. Yeah, I might have said some things, but very nicely, very politely, as a discussion to see the opinion. And maybe I could go reason. Maybe different places, maybe different venues and different places would deserve a different kind of attire. You would discuss that, not to forcefully come on as if she steps over boundaries. What boundaries? Her boundaries is what she decides is her boundary. Think this way. Otherwise, you become an asshole in the house. You become one of these men who force their women into some kind of a rule. Let the woman to decide on her own as you decide on your own. Is she after you when you go out? Do you take your zipper and open it up because you want to be sexy, or you open your shirt this much No, you don't, because you have class and you have manners, and you also consider the respect that you have for your girlfriend. If somebody sees you the way you're so casually dressed in a shitty way, they're going to reflect on you, and it's going to reflect on your girlfriend. She also feels the same way. That's why she's wearing the way she wears. And if it's a little bit provocative, that's how women should dress anyhow. They should be free to make their own decisions. Get that in your head, especially you, that you're in that neck of the wood. Be different from other men who force their women into a cage. Don't do that, because then your woman will fly high, wings open, and always comes to your arms, because you're the one who created that safe haven for her, that she can do what she wants while she's careful of the limits of it on her own. Understood? All right. Okay, let's see. And Joseph says, and everything you said just now was great advice, by the way. Don't want to be a dictator. I mean it out of love, and I do, and I also want to discuss with her, not control. Allow her to be a woman and be happy. There you are. A man is a man when he makes a woman feel safe, protected, yet free. That's the real man, not the ones who have them have, I don't know, 10 blankets over their heads, cover themselves. And no, it's their choice. If they want to do that, if it's their choice, honor it. If they want to wear a skirt up to here, their choice, honor it, and protect her. Yeah. If people walking by and she's wearing those provocative clothes, if they look, let them look. Not a problem. People look at flowers. Beautiful things are meant to be looked at, and that's okay. It's not a problem of the flower if somebody looks at it and is infatuated by it. That's okay. Don't fuss with her or fuss with the one who's passing by and looking, wow, because he's amazed. What a beautiful. And it's also a credit to you that she's with you, as beautiful she is. But if somebody wants to come and maybe, I don't know, feel something, then you do something. And you know that better yourself. Okay. And Joseph said, you're right. Though the discussion and getting rid of this intensely and pressure. I see what you're saying. I have to work on this because it puts me in a bad light and I have good intentions. All right, good. Steven says, I've never spent this much time to myself and out of a relationship. It's just me and my dogs, and on my days off, I stay busy fixing up and remodeling my home, working on my cars, and going to the gym, starting to feel lonely though at times. No, you shouldn't. Because your reason for going to the gym, let's say, is to train. If there happen to be a pretty girl that wants to chat with you, or you find it appropriate to converse with her, that's a brownie point. That's gravy. That's a bonus. But you don't set your sight that the reason you're going out to gym is to socialize and find girl, because then you'll be disappointed from that workout. And anything else that you do, you should be focusing on what you want to do, not that I'm doing it so I can get an opportunity to talk to that girl. No. And sometimes you just, going out to dinner and you're on the lookout in case there's a appropriate time or a worthy person to say hello to and get to know and have a short conversation. You'll do that. These little things will show you that you're not lonely. But if you just only base your loneliness on if you have a girlfriend or you're in a relationship or not, then we're all lonely, but we're not. You got to love your life in every part of it, not just the relationship part. Because when you have the relationship, then sometimes you just want to be free from that relationship because things are not going well. So take it for what it is and enjoy every moment until the time arrives that there would be certain things that you're expecting moves into your home, moves into your life by design. but don't wait for it. Noel Braithwaite says, okay, what is my eyes on? Says, why with my HOCD do I only get false attractions to certain people? Because certain people seems to be more intimidating than others in regards to you finding something that they have more suitable or to attract or lure girls that you want to be the one who have that chance. But if they have, let's say, a fitter body or pleasant look or stylish or whatever it is, that envy or that kind of that signals your psyche that they may have a better chance with the girls and they're kind of jeopardizing your chances, and that gives you the anxiety that you would then associate that with your HOC, because there would be some attractions of that sort. That attraction is not because you're attracted to them as an entity, as a person, as a gender. You're attracted because the anxiety that has been created because of their superficial or their more qualifications physically or psychologically or professionally to attract women, which you find it a competition, and it's an envy. And that envy brings certain kind of respect. That certain kind of respect brings anxiety, and that anxiety brings certain kind of an arousal or some kind of a feeling that to you it interprets as an interest in the same gender. That's not true. The brain is just simply spitting out things, thoughts and suggestions. And if you interpret them and give narrative to it, then you start analyzing it. Why? But there is no need for interpretation or narrative to it, because you got to look at it as it's a brain's thoughts, and thoughts are allowed to exist. I don't care. I don't have to comply to them, but thoughts allowed to, is like everything else in this world, allowed to exist. But I live by my choices and vetoes. I don't choose what is not in line with my values. That's all. That's the power that I have. So brain can make thoughts as many as it wants, but you don't take them seriously at all. You don't pay attention to it at all unless it's in line with your values and if you have any use for it. Otherwise, you recognize it. Oh, that's an intrusive thought. Okay, thank you. Then you refocus on something else and move about your life. You don't spend time to analyzing why these thoughts show up. Where's it come from? What does it mean? Nothing. Treat thoughts as what they are. Thoughts. That's it. All right. And Muhammad Umar says, hello, Miran. Hello, Muhammad. Don't forget your age, gender, where you're tuning in from. Always, when you start saying hello, that's the first thing I want to see, if you will. That's the first thing I want to see, if you will. Paul or Raul Perez says, hello, Miran. Love from Spain. Thank you for all. I love you back, and thank you for being here, and I appreciate your kind and warm energy. Steven says, thanks, Miran. I'll try reminding myself of that. Good. I still go to my mom's house since she's only 5 minutes away. Yeah. I'll have dinner there every so often. Good. The house just isn't the same. I know. I know, my friend. I feel sometimes when I feel that I'm going to be late to get to my mom at the center, because I've hired a lady to be with mom, so she won't be frightened or afraid, or she has a backer, so she feels strong and supportive. And she's with her, but sometimes, and usually after dinner at 5:30, when I'm pretty much finished with my stuff, I'm there to visit with her. But sometimes when I see it will be dicey, by the time I get there, it'll be later than 5:30, maybe close to 6. And that's the time she likes to go back to her room and lay down and rest. While I just can't make it because I have appointments or things to do, but it kind of, in a weird way, makes me feel, yeah, okay, I won't go because I'm afraid to see her. My heart goes out to her, my beautiful, strong mother, strong manager. Now it's like a child, can't even sometimes recognize me. And she wants to go home. And the home is not the home that she was when my father was alive. She wants to go home to her father, to her sisters. So I have no remedy. I have no answer. So sometimes I cop out. Like I say, oh, good that I can't make it today. And that gives me a guilt already that I thought that way. But I'm a human being and I have certain fears and limitations. So I see mom every day. Every day I'm afraid if I lose her, how am I going to feel? It all comes back to our selfishness. So I understand what you're saying. It's not the same. And I dread the day that I won't have to go there anymore. Yeah. So I feel you. But a good thing you have going for you is that you have your mother and you have your brother, and there are support systems for you while you go through the loss of your father. Yeah. Yeah. Read between the lines. All right. Steven says, when I came here, it's just me in the room where my dad and I used to hang out. Yeah, I remember you were often there and hanging out with your dad. Even I can see it from here. So I feel like I'm basically home by myself, but in different house. Yes, 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 yes. I understand that. I understand that. There's nothing I can say because I'm going through it myself, and it can become little. I mean, not little, worrisome when you constantly. The problem is that we can't accept that the queen of your family, the powerhouse, is no longer the one that you considered God, fed you, gave you permissions, and sometimes did homework with you or took care of you when you were sick. That woman, that powerhouse, that manager is no longer, is somebody else. So the problem is we cannot accept that this person today is a different person. We cannot accept that that character all her life, that power, that beauty, that sharpness, that manager is now this. And you treat this as if this was that young woman that you're remembering. But she cannot understand you anymore. She cannot understand reasoning. She cannot understand logic. She just wants to go home. Hmm? That's very challenging. All right. Before I get mushy, let's move on. Muhammad says, does negative thinking make OCD worse? It's not about what makes OCD worse. OCD is what brings more negative thinking. uh, OCD, French call OCD the doubting disease. Of course, they don't say it like this. They say it like this: the doubting disease. So that's why OCD mindset always wants assurances because doubting everything. And in doubting, you come up and you're prone to take any negative thoughts and entertain it. But the key is not to entertain these thoughts. Use the 4 steps of Dr. Schwartz, which I told you, whoever's got an appointment with me, I'll send you the text while we're talking, and you will have it and access to it. And yet there is a video on my channel, 4 steps of Dr. Schwartz. Just put in 4 steps in my search engine of my channel, not YouTube, my channel in YouTube, and you'll have that, and you can review it, because I've explained it. I had 29 minutes or 21 minutes. I've explained it, what Dr. Schwartz said, and so on. There's so much information there on my site in regards to OCD, OCD substance, and HOCD, intrusive thoughts, and in regards to breakups and so on. It's a sea of information there. And so you don't even have to talk to me or make an appointment with me. But the ones who want to, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment. We'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. Now it's changed to meets. What? Teams. And Paul Perez says, Raul Perez says, I have been suffering from OCD since I can remember. I had HOCD, hypochondria, and now looking backwards, I see it's all because the relation with mom and how I felt it. It was weird. I feel guilty. Yeah, no, don't feel guilty. You're a human being. So whatever you're going through, it's something you got to go through to learn. And it's not like you knew everything before you go through the experience and learn it, and yet you chose to go through it. No, we're not gods. We are learning through this journey of life. And remember, when someone falls into glitch of OCD, however subset of it, HOCD, OCD, any intrusive thought, when you figure it out and you learn how your psyche malfunctions and how you can rewire through neuroplasticity and the special programs and behavior that you can use and teach your brain, you become stronger than ever. You have a better brain than ever because you're wiser, you're more tuned to see the shit, and you stay away from them and to treat it the way you should treat it, and you won't be bamboozled so easily. So these are all, part of your powers and wisdom that comes and goes in our lives. And Steven says, sorry, Meron, and thanks again. No, don't be sorry. I often think about these things all day long, and so, yeah, it's been challenging. So I have my own stories. But don't worry, we're all in it together. And it's a short journey of life, so we got to manage it the way we can and enjoy every moment of it and stop feeling guilty, because I feel guilty a lot for nothing. But I feel guilty just because I can't do more for my mother. Just because there's not enough money to take her to a much better place, posh place, a more comfortable, more dignified place. I feel guilty. Yeah, I shouldn't. I can't help it, because I've decided that I spend every cent of what my mother has for her in this life. Wouldn't leave it for me or for anybody else. For her comfort. That's hers. That part, I don't feel guilty. I feel great. But the fact that I can't do more because the opportunity somehow turned out events that there's no more than what she has, that is guilty that I can't bring more unless I buy lottery. Which I do. All right. Mohammed said, thank you very much, Mira. You're quite welcome. Raul Perez is now in my 20s. I have problems with my relationships with girls. I don't know how to feel. And at the moment, I am really obsessed about religious things such as sex before marriage. Don't be. You can have sex before marriage, and that's not something that you should be taking cues from religion or this or that person. This is your right. Life is short. When you get married and you've never had sex, you don't even know what to do. And you're going to have a trouble if she has had sex before. You can't accept that. But let's say she's virgin and you're virgin. and then you just taste the most beautiful thing in life, sex with her, and then after a while, you envy that, why didn't I have sex before? So I could have had many different girls, so at least now I could settle with my wife. But now it's your first one. Now you want to try others. Then you're tempted to do things that you shouldn't be doing once you're married. So as long as you feel safe and safe sex, and the girl is also clean, and you guys have tested yourselves and you know it's all good, and take precautions and have safe sex, I think it's a natural thing for every human being. What do you think? When the caveman was in the caves and living in those days, they had rules. You have to get married before have sex. If that was the case, we would never be here because there was no marriage at the time, but they had sex anyhow. So it's normal, but it has to be proper and safe. And you're 20, so you don't have to rush right now, but at the same time, but remember, safety, consent, meaning she's in love with you, she's also agreeable, and you are also agreeable. Both are clean, healthy, and safe, and have a safe sex, and then it should be all right. That's what I think, but you should make your own decisions based on what it is that you want to follow. And Raul Perez says, thank you beforehand, Naren. You're quite welcome. Okay, guys, it looks like we have no more questions. I mean, obviously, we have no questions on TikTok, and there are a bunch of nice people that only listen and watch, and very cordial. Tonight, we didn't have any trolls, I guess, or maybe we did. I stand to be corrected. We do. Ooh, just bombarded with hundreds of signing in back and forth, or like. I don't know if that's trolling or this is just genuine. And we have no questions. And somebody else, yeah, it's trolling, I think, I would say. Oh, yes. All right. Okay, guys, it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, be good to each other, to yourself and others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.